Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Thomas. Tonight we're back here with Kill Count, and tonight we got a 2012 movie called Stitches. So let me put it in I guess the best way to describe it is the Scrotal Clown comes back to life to terrorize grown adults. I'll let the movie explain for itself there. So it's gonna get a little zany considering we got a clown, undead clown, but hard to say. Anyway, hope you guys enjoy it. Be sure to like, subscribe for more. Let me know what you guys think of Stitches. Let's go. Let's go.
Welcome to the Kill Count, where we tally up the victims in all our favorite horror movies. I'm James A. Janice, and today we're looking at Stitches, an Irish film released in 2012. Stitches is a slasher comedy, heavy emphasis on the slashing. It showcases ultra gory kills, all done practically despite its moderate budget. But unlike its fellow gory clown slasher Terrifier, Stitches builds to its kills with 45 minutes of character development. I really like it. The teenaged actors may be inexperienced for the most part, but they come off as genuine. Stitches feels true to the raunchy teenaged experience. Friends giving each other shit, the clumsy pursuit of sexual activity, and navigating relationships with people who were more socially equal back when everyone was a kid. It's like Superbad in a way, just with a killer clown running around. That's the other great thing about Stitches. The title clown! Stitches the Clown is a hilarious horror killer with perfect deadpan delivery by Ross Noble.
He's a bit sort of pissed off that he's been woken up, you know, it's a bit like, oh god, right, what we do, all right, we're killing, are we?
I wasn't familiar with Noble, but he's apparently huge across the pond. He's been a successful stand-up for over 20 years now, and his comedic timing comes through in his every movement and line delivery.
Happy birthday, Tommy. It's time to cut the cake.
His performance matches the movie as a whole, which was made with love by director and co-writer Connor McMahon.
I think it was the
not
fact
WWE McMahon, trust us.
Make you have funny death scenes. Was just the thing.
Oh yeah, it's also unapologetically Irish.
Yeah, gagging for it, yeah.
Yeah, gagging for nothing that hacky is scarlet for it, like get it for it.
What were they even saying just then? I fucking love it! Add in the fun style where even scene transitions are turned into jokes, and Stitches is a hell of a good time. If you haven't seen it yet, I suggest you do so as soon as possible. It's available on today's sponsor, Shudder. Shudder is my absolute favorite streaming service. And I know I say it every time, but that's because it's true. I'm not clowning around. They're the Netflix of horror, with hundreds of films and series all curated by horror experts for a cheap as hell price. We're talking $5.99 a month or $56.99 a year. It's a great time of year to get Shudder too, since they've got a lot of holiday horror films available. You can watch the classic Black Christmas, which was one of the earliest slashers and one of the first Christmas-themed kill counts on this channel. You can also watch Better Watch Out, which may just be my favorite Christmas horror film. Go into that one blind. Joe Bob Briggs is getting into the spirit too, with a special last drive-in episode, Joe Bob Ruins Christmas. And check it out, the new series Behind the Monsters just released an episode about Pinhead. Y'all know that guy now. And of course, there's always the horror anthology series Creepshow from executive producer Greg Nicotero of The Walking Dead. To watch these and countless other thrillers, horror, and suspense films, go to Shudder.com and use promo code DeadMeatJames to get a free 30-day trial. That's Shudder.com, promo code DeadMeatJames for a free 30-day look at the best streaming service out there. If Snitches get stitches and kills pay my bills, I hope there are an awful lot of tattletales in this movie. Let's find out and get to the kills.
Yeah, I never really understood the whole snitches get stitches thing. I never understood that phrase. Anyone else? So, yeah, let's just say the kids ain't innocent. I'm just gonna let it prove it. So, how about we see what this Irish killer clown gets? And, well, in the way of the body count. So, let's see Stitches' body count. Let's go!
The movie begins with a Britpop song called Clown, perfect for our title card. It's Tommy's 10th birthday party, and his house is Kid Central. That one just ain't shit. Very accurate depiction of little kids here. I love it. Also, Tommy's house is dope. Look at this postcard image. Beautiful shooting location here. I believe in County Wicklow, which is south of Dublin. Lucky for these kids, this party about to be clowned. Unlucky for them, it's Stitches the Clown.
Get out of the way, you little bastards!
Stitches is a reckless, dirty, cigarette-smoking clown whose performance leaves a mess and a lot to be desired.
Everybody happy?
Obviously, they are not.
You're an asshole, you big dumb clown.
it.
The kids heckle Stitches, foil his tricks, and are all in all little assholes to the guy. To be fair to them though, he is a shithouse clown. Things are taken too far when his clown shoe laces get tied, and birthday boy Tommy chucks a soccer ball at Stitches' head. He stumbles back, freewheeling, into the kitchen, and since Tommy's mom loads the dishwasher like she were in the Chucky TV series, Stitches falls face first into a knife that goes all the way through his head. The gnarly sight sends the other kids screaming and crying, but Tommy sticks around to watch Stitches pull the knife out of his face. Stitches goes towards Tommy, but slips on his own blood, and is finally killed when the knife winds up back in his face. The death earns a heavy...
Yikes. That's messed up. Like, again, the kids kind of just did that dude dirty, like, for real. Like, come on, man, what are you doing? Like, I mean, I know he was a bad clown, but you didn't have to accidentally kill the guy, dude. Like, yeesh. Did you not see where he was standing? I guess... I'm not sure this is an act. Not sure what's gonna happen, but anyway. Sorry, I guess something must have happened.
Headline and a funeral in the cemetery that Tommy watches through a telescope in his backyard treehouse. He heads to the grave at night to serve his respects to the clown he killed when he realizes there's a frowny clowny ceremony going on. Yes,
are they saying
hee ha ha? It's great. In a mausoleum, the robed clowns pass around an egg that looks like Stitches. The ceremony scene is emblematic of why I love this movie. A clown funeral ritual could be depicted in many ways, but look how detailed and varied these clown costumes are. Or the way the coloring is dramatic with some bright shades that really pop. This is a movie that cares about itself and put thought into all the little touches. A hobo clown finds Tommy and they tell this kid he'd better watch his ass.
A clown that doesn't finish a party can never rest in peace.
The terrified Tommy wakes up as a teenager, because now it's 6 years later, almost to the very day. Tommy's still troubled by the Stitches incident and takes medicine for his anxiety. Wait, Hypnosil? That's the drug from the Nightmare on Elm Street series. You having Freddy problems too, Tom? He goes to school where we see that the other kids have all grown up too. Good. All following the same linear rules of time. Wouldn't want to mess up any timey-wimey stuff. Great casting choices for older and younger versions of these characters. Director Connor McMahon said they wanted to find kid actors who looked like the teenager versions, and they nailed it. Tommy's got a big old crush on Kate, and she was kind of sweet to him as a kid. His best mate is Vinny, whose eyes are glued to a hot chick in class. He's been this horny ever since he was a kid, which is maybe why Tommy's latest clown hallucination targets Vinny's dick. This day-dreamt teacher clown violently yanks off Vinny's peener, gives it a little kiss, and floats it to the ceiling on a balloon. I guess those who can't, torture. It's Tommy's 16th birthday this weekend, but his mom will be out of town on business! That means he's got his whole dope-ass house to himself, and though he doesn't want a party, Vinny takes it upon himself to make one happen. He recruits two other...
to be fair, he did see a guy die on his 10th birthday, so... yeah, probably best not to bring up any parties, you know? I wonder, like, during those 6 years, he told his mom, no more parties. I mean, considering what he said, like, I mean, the clown guy, the guy, a clown that doesn't finish a party can never rest in peace. Oh, yeah. I guess he was just trying to hope that, he wouldn't come back and go for revenge, considering, they were responsible for his death in a way, so, yeesh.
Their friends from their childhood group. Richie, a kind of dry, sarcastic dude, and Bulger, who's a bit of a stereotype, but also fun. There are too many fat jokes about him for my liking, but actor Thomas Shane Byrne leans into it.
Bulger is basically a fat fuck, and in most scenes he's eating, so I just brought a bit of myself to Bulger.
I also enjoy how awful Bulger is, being super lazy and snobbish. We see him driven to school by his mom, despite living a mere few feet away. Vinny ultimately convinces Tommy to have a party by appealing to his crush on Kate. He says that she and her boyfriend Dan are about to break up, so maybe this time is the right time to make a move. Tommy does so by giving Kate a party invitation, though he probably should have given it a more mature design. Vinny turns the party into something huge by posting about it on Fakebook. It's called My Face, actually, which lends itself to some vulgar innuendo.
You invited everybody to come on My Face.
These two gingers are Sarah and Paul, who were shitbird kids and who have become punkish bully teenagers. No matter how cruel they are to Tommy, though, they're nothing compared to the latest person to get a party invite. Stitches, the 6 feet under clown. After years of this subterranean venue, he's ready to move on from the underground circuit.
It's time to party.
The party gets going as most movie parties do. A montage to set up, a cheers with beers, and tracking shots filled with extras pretending that they're having a blast. I'll hand it to these party background actors. They're all doing a real good job. Tommy isn't able to relax since he's anxious about the party and Kate showing up. When she finally arrives looking like Triana Orpheus, she chats with Tommy even though he's a social outcast at his own party.
Hey, thanks for coming. Fuck you.
Sounds right. Fuck you.
Funny guy.
Stitches also makes his way to the party, hopefully to teach these kids some halfway decent dance moves, but he's not the first clown to arrive. Beating him there is that asshole Paul, who's dressed up so he can torment Tommy. Since Tommy is a bit of a whinger, he runs away crying to his backyard treehouse. A concerned Kate follows him, and they end up talking about the clown ceremony Tom saw as a kid. After that experience, Tommy obsessively researched clowns. He learned all about their culture and how they paint a self-portrait when they first become a clown.
They call it the spiritus singular, the uniqueness of spirit.
Paul doesn't have an A because he's not a real clown, but he is about to have egg on his face when he pisses his clown pants at the party. He's airing his crotch out on the balcony when Stitches makes his grand re-entrance, ready to get revenge on the kids that harangued him during his final show. I don't mind that we're already halfway through the film and we're only just now getting to the kills. I've enjoyed watching these characters and the way they interact. Stitches rips off Paul's ear, which detaches a bit too easily, then takes a little more effort, ripping Paul's arm off at the shoulder.
You've got a front row seat to my comeback show.
Stitches rams his fist down Paul's throat and pulls a rabbit out of it, performing the same trick that a young Paul fucked up 6 years ago. Then he kills Paul by kicking his head off. What a spiral! I love that this movie goes practical whenever it can. Stitches unleashes his clown nose on the party, telling it to sniff out the other kids he has to kill. It leads him to the pantry where Bulger has been stuffing his face, since, you know, the joke is that he's fat. Everybody knows that people who are Bulger size always slop on themselves while eating food straight from the can. They just can't help it. The zombie clown.
Okay, I'm not sure I'm that big, but even I'm not that big of a slob. I think. I don't know. I never really drink it out of the can, so. Though mostly just stays on the face. And I'll be real, yeah, kind of me with pasta. But anyway, Stitches found the Bulger.
Clown attacks Bulger, and his cries for help are drowned out by a drunken sing-along. Great use of cutting crews, I Just Died in Your Arm. The soundtrack is solid. Stitches kills Bulger by breaking open his skull with a can opener. It makes quite a mess, and he finishes off the kill by prying out a few brain balls, mimicking the scoops of ice cream Bulger launched at him as a child. Quite the delicacy.
Now that's food for thought.
These brain balls were made of silicone by the special effects makeup team headed by Ben O'Connor and Effa Noonan of Bowsy Workshop. Director Connor McMahon wanted everything as practical as possible, and much to his enjoyment, Bowsy Workshop delivered. McMahon is a serious horror fan and was inspired by Evil Dead 2 and Peter Jackson's early films. His first feature, released in 2004, was actually called Dead Meat. I almost covered it in 2018, but I swapped it out for Demonic Toys. McMahon had also previously made a comedy horror web series for RTE, Ireland's national broadcaster. It was called Zombie Bashers, and it stars Owen Whalen and Cloud Mouths, cameo as a principal and a gym teacher in Stitches. McMahon himself also cameos as a guy at the party getting mad shit talked about him.
And that pubic beard, like, you think that was shave.
Bowsy Workshop did effects in Zombie Bashers as well, so McMahon knew they'd be able to come through for all of Stitches' gory, nasty needs.
It looks so ugly, and if I'm that ugly when I'm dead, I'm gonna get a closed coffin. Like, I'm not being smart.
Vinny's been eyeing that girl Mary from school, and after sweet-talking her enough, it gets to the point where she laughs off a blatant boob grab. She chases him upstairs, and they wind up in a bedroom where Vinny's grace continues to shine. Tommy peeps them through his telescope before something else catches his eye. His old friend Stitches looking out from the attic. Sarah finds Stitches as she's looking for Paul and fends off his initial attack with a high heel that goes deep into his neck. I love the moment when she spits at him, but he blocks it with an umbrella. He uses that umbrella to kill Sarah when he throws it through the back of her head. The digital penetration is a little wonky, but it gets practical after that, which, again, I really appreciate. The dark humor continues when Sarah's eye falls into her mouth and is capped off when the umbrella opens up. And I don't know any specifics about how they achieved this kill, but I did want to show this footage of its practical makeup on set. Tommy sees this happen, so he tries to warn Vinny by tossing a rock up to the bedroom window. But Vinny doesn't exactly want to leave right now. He's, you know, a bit busy. So Tommy grabs grabs a knife and heads upstairs to protect his friend himself. Don't worry, Tomster, you've got a few minutes yet. Stitches is currently killing your cat in a scene I won't go over because that's not appropriate for baby Lucy cats to see. As the party begins to wind down, Richie steps outside for a smoke, but has Stitches got news for him. He's pulled over a ledge and tortured in another thematically resonant way. Since Richie was a balloon-popping bastard 6 years ago, Stitches cuts out some of his intestines and gets to work using his clowny crafting skills.
Woof, woof.
Then he sticks an air pump into the back of Richie's head. It is a sight to see when he inflates Richie's head like an exercise ball. It's very discomforting to look at. The kill is topped off with a head explosion that rivals the one in Scanners. Damn. Richie's death was the first one written by director McMahon and remains his favorite in the film. Actor Owen McQuinn had to get his head molded for the effect, the final stage of which required his eyes to be completely covered. He was swapped out for a dummy when it came time to blow the head up. Stitches is seen outside the window, so he makes himself known to the entire party.
Everybody happy?
That clears the place out,
probably
except
run for your
Kate,
life.
who Stitches manages to punch to the ground.
With
Tommy
that
tends
slinky
to
arm.
her and cuts through Stitches' grease paint antics with some dishwasher soap that makes him spit bubbles. Then they throw a knife into his eye. Tommy sees an egg and it reminds him of the clown egg, so he and Kate take off on bicycles towards the graveyard. Stitches finds a tricycle and follows them until it gets too difficult.
Fuck's sake.
That was a hard gag for Ross Noble to shoot. It's not easy to pedal a trike uphill with giant clown shoes. The kids get to the graveyard and run towards the mausoleum. Stitches climbs across a telegraph wire to follow them inside, and Ross Noble shows off more fun physicality as he tries to find them amidst the gravestones. Noble hasn't done a ton of screen acting, but he loved playing Stitches, even though the makeup process required his eye to be glued shut for entire shooting days.
Even now, it's sort of messing with my head a little bit, the fact that I can see in 3D.
He said he enjoyed all the physical antics he had to do and found himself surprisingly prepared for the role. Earlier in his life, he had been a street performer and a juggler at kids' parties.
I went back in time and 25 years ago I started juggling, so I'd be ready for the part.
That experience gave him the coordination and balance to give Connor McMahon the performance that he wanted.
Yeah, a bit more wobbling.
Tom gets inside the mausoleum where he finds several omelets worth of eggs on shelves. It takes him a minute to locate the one belonging to Stitches, but after some minor issues, he successfully acquires the egg, and that's when a clown fist flies at his face and knocks him out. Stitches has apprehended Tommy and Kate and shows them that his egg is in safe clown hands now. As he's debating whom he wants to kill first, Vinny reappears and recreates the fatal accident that killed Stitches the first time. With his clown shoelaces tied together once more, Stitches trips but catches himself before he crushes his own egg. But wait, by God, Tommy's here with a Seth Rollins Chrome Stomp! It crushes the painted egg and sets off a violent protein-filled clown death. Stitches bursts open at his every seam, yolk and egg white erupting all over the place. Oh man, and then his head blows up and his face ends up on the ground like this were Clown Razor or some shit. 6 months later, Tommy and Kate are together and chilling in his treehouse, K-I-S-S-I-N-G. The movie ends with the lead clown from the ceremony piecing the broken eggshell back together, just in case they ever wanted to make a sequel, you know? How many kills can you fit inside an undead clown car? Let's find out and get to the numbers. Whee! There were only 6 kills in Stitches, but it's the quality that matters, not the quantity. All of the victims were male except for Sarah, the lone lady kill, and a full third of this pie chart is clowns, so don't be surprised if it tastes a little funny. With a runtime of 86 minutes, that left us with a kill on average every 14 1/3 minutes. Under the golden chainsaw for coolest kill to Richie. I love all the kills, but this one was the most fascinating and gross to look at. And that's even before they blew up the head. And I'm not giving out a dull machete for this film. All 6 kills were awesome and crafted with care. Not a one of them deserves to be naysayed. And that's it. Sweet. Stitches came out in 2012, and I hope people check it out. Slasher fans should really like it. Until next time, I'm James A. Janice. This has been the Kill Count. Well, then next.
I hope he cleans that up. Anyway, there you go. 6 body counts in Stitches with Stitches dying twice. I gotta say, it's fun. Yeah, it's definitely a fun video to watch. So if you guys are ever just find the time to, you know, watch it, I say do it. You know, you won't regret it. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that one. Until next time, like, subscribe for more. See ya.